The air crackled with anticipation. The Great Hall of the Justice Department, a place usually reserved for somber pronouncements, was about to become a stage for something far different. Donald Trump, twice impeached and facing a litany of legal challenges, had returned. This time, he wasn't on trial. He was the prosecutor, the judge, and the jury. Trump didn't hold back. His opponents, he roared, were scum. They were out to destroy him, to silence his supporters, to dismantle America itself. Biden, he claimed, wasn't just a political rival but the head of a crime family. The familiar allegations of a stolen election echoed through the hall, met with a mix of fervent cheers and uneasy silence. This wasn't just about the past. Trump hinted at executive actions, at retribution against the lawyers who had dared to prosecute him. He praised Judge Aileen Cannon, who had dismissed the classified documents charges against him, as a beacon of justice in a sea of corruption. The message was clear. He was back, he was angry, and he was coming for his enemies. The crowd was a microcosm of a divided nation. Die-hard Trump supporters, many clad in MAGA hats and Trump 2024 shirts, erupted in cheers at his every jab. They chanted his name, their faces flushed with a mixture of anger and adoration. This was their champion, the man who spoke their language, who promised to fight for them. But not everyone in attendance was swept away by the fervor. Some faces remained impassive, their expressions betraying a deep unease. Whispers rippled through the crowd as Trump's diatribe veered into familiar territory, rehashing old grievances and making accusations without evidence. The sight of the Justice Department, a symbol of law and order being used as a platform for such a divisive speech, was unsettling, even to some who had once supported him. The speech, broadcast live across the nation, ignited a firestorm of controversy. Supporters lauded Trump's defiance, praising his courage in standing up to the deep state. Critics, however, were appalled, condemning the speech as a dangerous attack on democracy and the rule of law. The Justice Department, they argued, had been transformed into a tool for personal vendettas, a chilling reflection of the erosion of democratic norms. Pam Bondi, Trump's hand-picked attorney general, stood by his side, a picture of unwavering loyalty. Since her appointment in the fall of 2024, Bondi had wasted no time in molding the Justice Department into a reflection of Trump's will. Career lawyers and prosecutors who had served under previous administrations found themselves sidelined, replaced by a new breed of loyalists. Bondi's tenure had been marked by controversy. Accusations of politicizing the department swirled as she purged experienced prosecutors and oversaw a dramatic shift in priorities. Immigration enforcement became a top priority, with resources diverted towards the southern border. Task forces investigating Russian interference and corporate corruption were disbanded or scaled back, their investigations quietly shuttered. The message was clear. Under Bondi's watch, the Justice Department was no longer focused on upholding the law in a neutral manner. It had become a weapon, wielded with ruthless efficiency to protect Trump's allies and punish his enemies. The very notion of an independent Justice Department, a cornerstone of American democracy, seemed to be crumbling under the weight of political pressure. Within the Justice Department, a new guard had risen. Kash Patel, a staunch Trump loyalist who had served as a top aide during his presidency, now headed the FBI. Todd Blanche, a former Trump lawyer who had defended him against impeachment charges, was appointed Deputy Attorney General. These were not impartial arbiters of justice, but fierce advocates for their patron. Under their leadership, the Justice Department had become an echo chamber of Trump's grievances. Investigations into his political opponents were given top priority, while allegations of wrongdoing by Trump and his allies were slow-walked or dismissed entirely. The department's resources, once focused on fighting corruption and upholding the rule of law, were now directed towards settling political scores. The transformation of the Justice Department was perhaps the most visible manifestation of Trump's enduring influence, even in political exile. His loyalists, installed in key positions of power, were carrying out his bidding, dismantling the norms and institutions that had long been considered sacrosanct. The implications for American democracy were chilling. If the Justice Department could be bent to the will of one man, what hope was there for the rule of law itself?